Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'll be talking about tips and tricks to improve your gameplay on PUBG Mobile. Now, before the video starts, make sure to drop a like, comment and even subscribe to my channel and watch my other videos as well. So let's start today's video. So we start with the physical factors. Make sure you're sitting in a relaxed position. That's very important so that you don't get tired playing for long times because a PUBG Mobile's match is very long. It's like about 20 minutes depending how much you survive, but also make sure you're sitting in an air conditioned room because you don't want your hands to get all sweaty, and that also messes with the touch. And playing on a bigger screen is better for a much better experience and smooth controls. Let's talk about the in-game tips. Let's start with tip number 1. You need to adjust and optimize the controls to your comfort. That also helps you. Like, you can also enable strafing or peek and fire from the settings if you don't have already enabled. I'm talking about players on emulators. They may have not enabled the peek and fire. You can enable it from the settings. That also gives you a huge advantage when you're hiding behind obstacles. Now we come to tip number 2. You have to be very careful about the looting spots. It's better to drop at places not much popular if you are new, because that actually increases your chances of survival. If you're playing with a duo or a squad, so you need to stay with them because that actually increases your damage output and survival rate. So it's better to stay with your duo or squad rather than just go alone, because then you are in a huge disadvantage. And it's also good to use voice chat, because voice chat is really important for winning a game if you're playing in duo or squads, because you need to have communication between your squad and duo. That actually helps you manage your ammo, or maybe you need a weapon or a scope, or you can tell your squad teammate where the enemy is or where did he shoot from. Coming to tip number 3 is loadout. The type of loadout you choose is very important. Now there are two types of loadouts: the middle and long range loadouts and the short and middle slash long range loadouts. Now if you talk about the middle range, there is already almost every time a AR used. You always use a AR for middle range. That's what you use for middle range. So if you talk about ARs, the best ARs as M416 is the best AR of all. Then comes the other ARs. You can use the the burst assault rifle, the Scar, the AKM, but I prefer M416 because it's the best AR. And always when you're using an AR, you should put a scope. If you have scope, the 2x scope, because that's the best on AR. Now, and that's the first weapon you'd keep in your loadout. The second weapon you like to keep is sniping. If you want to go for a sniping loadout, if you're good at sniping, that sniper, the bolt action or semi-auto, you can take anyone. You know, the best bolt action sniper is AMW. It's very hard to find. And then the second is M24. It's also very hard to find. And third is the Car 98K, which is comparatively common to find, but you only keep that if you're good at bolt action sniping. If you want semi-auto, then SLR rifle is the best. Then comes SLS, and then comes Mini 14. It's your choice what you keep, but I prefer keeping the SLR rifle because it's much better. Now, coming up to the second type of loadout is middle range AR plus SMG that you keep for close range. If you're going for a shotgun, I prefer the S212K shotgun. That's a semi-auto shotgun, but it's really good. It's the best shotgun for close range. But if you want a SMG that you may go, then you should use UMP, because UMP is the most broken gun in PUBG Mobile. It's also really good for long range. If not UMP, then use Tommy gun or Uzi. Uzi is explosively good at close range. Uzi is like the best weapon for close range, but it's not so good in middle range, so I prefer UMP9 because it's for good for both ranges. Coming to tip number 4, as I said before, peek and fire. Peek and fire is really important and it's a good strategy. You can enable it in settings if not available for player on emulators. The keys are Q and E for the players on emulators. It gives you a good angle to shoot while you are hiding behind a wall or something. Like you can just peek and fire, but you have to be quick in your peeking because you should not peek for a very long time so the enemy can aim and blast you. So peek and fire also gives a huge advantage over the enemies, but you have to master it first. I prefer you master your peek and fire in this training mode because the training mode also helps. You should always utilize the training mode. Coming up to tip number 5. This is the most important tip of all, is focus on your markers. For those who don't know, for those who are new to the game, the mini map shows markers, like it shows a marker of bullet, car, someone sniping, footsteps. These markers are shown on the mini map whenever a bullet is fired, or a car is sniping, a car is passing by enemy car, or whenever someone's sniping, or whenever someone's footsteps are near. So you need to focus on these markers and just look from where the direction of the bullet fire or the car or the sniper or the footsteps are. So these actually gives you direction. So if whenever a bullet is fired, you don't know from where it is fired, just look at your mini map. It shows a marker. Now the bullet marker will tell you from which direction the bullet is shot. You can easily look at in that direction and spot the enemy. Now the color of the shade of the marker depends and tells you the proximity the of the bullet or the car or the person. The darker the shade, the closer the person or the bullet was fired to you. The lighter it was more far away. So footsteps actually tell you that enemy is nearby. Sniping, when you see a sniping symbol looks like a torch somewhat, it means you need to hide because someone's sniping, and it's really hard to detect snipers in the Invrangle map because enemies can hide in the grass, so it's really hard. You need to look in the direction of these markers to understand where the bullets were fired or where the car was go from, where the person was sniping from, and where the person is near you. Coming to tip number 6 is lay down to hide and camouflage in the grass while playing in the Invrangle map. Now, one thing about the Invrangle map is that you have a lot of grass around you and bushes. You should use that to your advantage. You should use it to heal when you're in the open and you cannot find any house or anything to hide behind. You are very vulnerable to shots. So you should lay down. If for the players who are playing on emulator, Z key actually makes the person lay down, so you can lay down in the grass and hide and then heal up. Now laying down in the grass gives you a cover and advantage whenever the circle is ending, and it's ending in just an open area. You can use that grass to your advantage. Now you can crouch in bushes, and even if you have clothes that wear clothes that are good in camouflaging in this grass, that actually helps you a lot against enemies. And enemies use this too, so you have to be careful because some enemies hiding in the bushes and the grass cannot be spotted easily. You need to act fast. Coming to tip number 7 is, in the final zones, never go for the drops. Everyone is aiming at those. Whoever comes at the drops, you just snipe them. So it's better if you don't go to the drops. Let's, as I played in my solo, like the previous games. That's what happened in the previous videos that I just uploaded. So you never have to go for the drops when the final zones are there, because everyone is aiming, and especially in a wrangle map, you don't know where the hell that guy is hiding. And to protect yourself from being exposed, because when you shoot, enemy can also see your markers, right? Bullet markers. Use suppressors. They decrease your bullet sound, and so enemies cannot see your bullet markers. That actually helps a lot. It's a huge advantage over your enemies. So suppressors should be used if you can find them. Coming to tip number 8 is adjusting the weapon firing modes on different guns. Now different guns have different firing modes. Like you can see, the the mode is written on the above the gun, like auto or burst. If you can touch them or click them, if you're playing on any emulators, you can change them, like from auto to single to burst. That can actually help you a lot. If you want more accuracy in a long range, then switch to single or burst. Then you can have a lot of accuracy. But if you want middle range or close range even, then switch to auto. And even fire automatic weapons in short bursts to maximize accuracy. This is the best tip. Automatic weapons should be fired in short bursts to maximize accuracy. Coming to tip number 9 is how you heal up. Now how you heal up is very important. For those who don't know, painkillers and even energy drinks can increase your health. How? So when you're healing up and you have health low than 75%, or maybe lower than 50%, when you have health lower than 50%, then use a first aid kit. And when it's above 50% but less than 75%, then use bandages. So when you heal up to 75%, you need to drink at least 2 energy drinks or 1 painkillers, because that actually increases your health over some time. It's like period of time and increases your health. So energy drinks and painkillers should be used to increase your health. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video, and check out my previous video as well, the grenade trolling video. It's really good, you should check it out. And don't forget these tips, because these tips can actually help you improve your gameplay and even become a pro, because you need to also develop a habit of constantly keep moving, because that also helps. So make sure you drop a like and subscribe, and also comment your thoughts and what video should I upload next. Peace. Yo!